3, 2, 1. And we're back, motherfuckers. Okay, no, I'm just kidding, of course. Just a friendly greeting, on this casual start of the weekend, 3rd of October, Friday night.
Yeah.
How are you doing, man? I just opened a bottle of Flensburger Pilsner.
Well, I'm
0.33 percent. No, 0.33 liters, 4.8%, and the cleanest beer that you will ever taste.
it's a good one. It's a good one. I'll give you that. I would like to fucking do a tour on the Flensburger brewery
Yeah,
because it's not that expensive and you get like to taste the different beers and get to have like lunch
yeah.
for like 20 or 30 euros.
Yeah,
Very
and lunch and dinner, like eating out in Germany, is much cheaper than Denmark.
yeah. Yeah.
Much cheaper. It's like but we've talked about that multiple times on this podcast. And especially in Norway, what was it? You can, if you go out to a restaurant, you will pay like
500. Yeah.
500 Norwegian kroners.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like and on top of that, those motherfuckers are expecting a tip.
Yeah.
So like when I'm hearing the word tips like on a restaurant, then I'm just fucking seeing Charlie Wax from Paris with Love, just like grabbing his dick and saying, "Check this, motherfucker."
Wow, yeah. Fuck, man. That is that insane. Whereas Germany, on the other hand, I was just down there visiting a friend from boarding school, and not boarding school. It's not for any English speakers. It's efterskole in Danish. It's not the same thing.
You gotta tell it and say that like this guy is like in training for the German special forces.
Oh yeah. That'll get listeners interested.
Yeah.
Now it's just a friend I haven't seen for 15 years, and now I like reconnected with him because my friend Mathis reconnected with him a few years ago, and then I was like sitting next to him in this like first a cafe and then the Indian restaurant in Flensburg where we ate, and then we were like looking at each other, dude, we haven't seen each other for 15 years. That's like insane. Haven't even talked or written. Well, I have written now, like a month ago to set this up, but it was like I haven't seen him for 15 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Where's the time?
Well, you just gotta like look at like time as being fluent.
Yeah. Now we're
Uh,
getting into the Hartmut Rosa theory stuff. I can feel you being philosophical now.
yeah.
Time is being fluid. That's interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm
because
just gonna eat some chips in the meantime.
because
This is like
because
casual.
time is fluent, right?
Yeah.
A watch isn't moving. For instance, like the seconds on a watch isn't moving at the same pace here as on the other side of the planet. It might be moving like slightly faster. So if you
You
have
mean
two perfectly synchronized watches, right?
no?
Ticking away here, and then ticking away in California or
No.
Hawaii, right? And you like look at these watches a year from now, they will be like 5-10 minutes apart, even though they've been like ticking and functioning perfectly.
You mean physical a physical delay?
Yeah, Yeah.
But where's it delayed, in the south or in the north?
Like on the like just like on the other side of the planet, right?
Ah, okay. So it doesn't
Right,
matter
right.
if it's north or
Doesn't
south.
matter where. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
But
so
it would
that's
be
like
interesting to figure out if there is an area where it's delayed, and if there's an area where it's faster.
yeah. It probably is. It probably is.
Because
But
what I would have assumed is that it would be subjective differences, because we could talk about that all night.
yeah,
The perceived time, like if you're a person who does a lot, and this is how a lot of people in modernity feel. If you're constantly stimulated with a lot of stuff, then time feels like it goes by much faster than
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
if you are bored.
yeah, definitely.
And that's why a lot of people today, like, this is something that I think about very often. Do you know anyone in your network who has ever said the sentence, "Man, I feel like my life is going so damn slow"?
Nah, I don't. I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my point. And neither do I.
Let's
I
not-
don't know anyone who's
let's
like,
take this.
things are moving too slow. I wish that more stuff would happen. You
Yeah,
never hear that anywhere.
No, but I would like to say like it's the other way around, that like you should tell people to like chill once in a while and smell the roses, so and see, right?
Yeah, but that's not the other way around. That's exactly what I'm arguing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but that's what I like think, because here, take this for example. Say some fapper working at that diaper factory I was at,
Ah,
right? Who's doing my job, loading fucking 40-foot containers in and out every day, 20 minutes per container, work, right? No stop, just push, right? You get into that, and then eventually I believe that you will just fucking wake up one day and be like, damn, where did the last 20 years go? Get it?
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And in a way, I'm in that mill, in that hamster wheel or hamster mill too right now.
Yeah.
Because the bouquets that I package, or that I pack, the orders don't stop coming in. It's like this every week, and I know on Monday I'm gonna be there again, churning out 100 to 150 orders a day.
Yeah.
And that's just me. There's like my partners and the people helping me are doing just as much.
Which is why I believe like believe that there are a couple of things that people should think about, right, in their life. One is, of course, like to have some connection to a family, stay in touch with your blood, and your girl, if you're lucky enough to have a girl or a wife or whatever, right, and your kids, if you have kids. That's number one. Number two is that you have like a structural sense of the day to day, that you're doing something to make yourself feel semi-productive, at least, whether you are employed or unemployed.
Yeah.
And number three is that you need to have like something that you're like working towards, right? Whatever goal that might be, right? So that you can like sense that like now I reached this, right? Sense of achievement, right?
I will say though, it's hard. Maybe you have a different perspective on this actually, but I'd like to hear it nonetheless. I think it's hard to work in a production facility where you have to, or in logistics actually, without feeling productive. Because at the end of the day, like I've never had that. Been working at Living Flowers now for 2 months, and I have never had the feeling that I have not produced something at any of the days where I worked there.
Yeah. That's one thing, right? But this is like how it was for me at that factory place.
No.
But like the day that it starts to like say snap, right?
You mean
Is
intellectual output?
yeah, that too, right? But like the day that it starts to say like snap for me, like the ice was like cracking for me, was when I were like starting to see how disconnected the other people there were becoming,
Oh yeah,
right?
but that has nothing to do with you feeling productive.
No, it doesn't. But
That is a
but
different.
it's but it still ties into the productive place, because like being productive isn't just about the output that you are doing at work, right? It's also about how it's also about how you feel mentally about the place, right? Because your mental well-being is also crucial to the productiveness.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting.
You understand my point?
So productivity. There's the definition of productivity being that it produces. That in order for you as a person to be productive, you don't just need to produce a product or profit or move stuff from point A to point B. You also need to produce yourself.
Yeah, and this is why I believe that like 5 or 10 minute long coffee breaks, where you're talking with a coworker about anything else than work, right?
Yeah.
Is fucking crucial. And the day that like that stops, and you, which happened for me, that I was like talking to coworkers about anything else, and you know me, like I'm a friendly guy and I like conversation. And when I was like starting to do this, and it was like maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then the guy says like, "Yeah, well, time to get back to work, Pat. Sweep that floor."
Oh my god, that's fucking toxic. And
and
you know, like, fuck, man, it's funny that you say sweep the floor, because there was just a new guy, Rasmus, who started because one of the guy who's normally employed at my workplace as the forklift operator, he's on sick leave for 4 weeks because he fucked up his shoulder somehow. And now we got this temp who's there 10 hours a week. And he was also new, and my boss was like just giving him the barely most thorough instruction, the most basic instructions. And what happens, because he's so like still new and like working in close proximity to me, I kind of become his boss or his supervisor. Not the boss, but like at least like hierarchical one step above him, because my partner is on vacation. So he constantly comes over to me asking me about where to put these boxes and stuff like that, and then and then also I have to tell him what to do. Like, now you have to fold some boxes, because otherwise I won't be able to package these bouquets fast enough. And now you have to sweep the floor. But you know what? I caught myself while I was giving those orders. I caught myself saying something like, I was phrasing it like, if you have time, that would be very great. And oh yeah, by the way, where do you live? Like some small chit chat phrases like that go above just giving the orders, like sweep the floor.
Right. And here's another thing that I want to like take up on this. If you are the boss of like some department that is small, like 10, 20 guys working at any given time, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you have two choices. You can be the captain in the quarters, or you can be the captain on deck.
Yeah.
Now, what I mean by that is that, and this is not happening at my workplace, so I wish it did. And I have had a boss that like did this once in Norway.
Yeah.
And the captain and the captain on deck is the best type of like boss that you can have. Because a captain on deck, he will like come out and do the same shit that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, when he is in his quarters, or off, like I mean, like that metaphorically, like the office, right?
Yeah.
When he
I
is
got it.
in his quarters, and you're saying something like, "Hey, like I'm going home," or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of saying, instead of like saying something, yeah, whatever, bye, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
The captain should say like, hey, Alexander or Troy, come over here and like look at how I'm planning to like take over the world, or look at this car. What do you think about politics or anything, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're like both a captain that is like on deck, helping out your crewmates, right? And you are the guy, and you're the captain in the quarters that is like trying to like also show you that he is just as human as you, right? Wanting to
Yeah.
talk to you, right? That's the best fucking thing that you can have, because like then you're like showing that you're like down to earth, you understand you, right? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I've like yet to see like this anywhere in Denmark and nowhere in Norway except at one place on Expect,
Yeah.
when I was working the forklift job with the convicts. Uh, because that was like an epically chilled type.
But yeah, of course now you're talking about the ideal boss,
Yeah,
and I think the reason why it's so hard to find is because of the acceleration theory that I've covered multiple times on this podcast, is because businesses have to accelerate every year. They have to be faster. They have to be sleeker. They have to they have to be faster than they were the year before. Otherwise, they will go out of business. And that's the problem with modernity.
like I would say like not if you're managing your company correctly, right? If you're like managing your company correctly and you're making a profit, you're going to make a spider web of like other investments that is like yielding money into the main company, right?
Yeah.
So regardless of like how the main business is doing, you always have something that like is coming in, or something that is like coming in and like keeping it alive. And that doesn't necessarily need to have manpower, because you can say like invest in real estate that is producing rent income, right? You can invest in stocks or bonds or whatever, right? You can invest in farming that can also be passive income, right?
Yeah.
And some companies are doing this, like big oil companies have like massive amounts of like investments other than oil, like solar industry, wind farm industry, wave farm industry, in rental income and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be the acceleration, but it is very easy to like forget that you need to produce alternative sources of income for your main company when you start to see the profit. And you can see that, like, with your company, that, like, your boss prioritized buying a huge fucking Mercedes and a 4-5 million kroner villa in Aarhus instead of like saying like like I can take a little less salary, I can drive a used Toyota and like build up other shit as well.
Yeah,
right?
instead of having the Gustavo Fring approach to wealth, which is like you gotta hide your wealth, gotta hide in plain sight.
Yeah. But it's not just about like hiding in plain sight, but it is also being comfortable on living on less when you have more.
But I will say though, to your description of the ideal boss before, the one who has time for you and also comes on deck as well, actually the past 2 days. My boss was actually like starting to help me like print out the orders, and I suspect that from being like he finally realized, probably talking with the other guys in the company and with my other boss, that how much shit I'm actually doing that is not packing. And I could see that today as well. Like he was printing the orders on Thursday, and today he was all like cheerful and not saying a mean word to me, because I think he realized, fuck man, dude, I don't think that he has fucking tried to print orders for the past year, ever since they hired the partner who's on holiday now. I'm not gonna mention names, but I don't think he's actually printed for a year or something like that. It's just all been like my partner who's usually there, and now that he had to do it again, he realized, fuck man, Alexander's actually printing a lot of orders, and this actually takes me an hour in the morning to do.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's real.
So he quickly, but that's again acceleration. He quickly realized that it didn't hold up the way the way he asked me on Wednesday. And of course I have to say, in their defense, I've never been yelled at. I've just had this like intense conversation, like, what were you actually doing for 4 hours? Which, like, of course is frustrating me a little, because I'm like, fuck man, I feel that things are going fucking fast in this business, and like I'm doing shit all the time, and
I can say that. Yeah,
I'm doing so much shit, so that when I finally get that question, what were you doing for 4 hours? Then I'm like, the problem I had with it was he cornered me before I even had my coffee in the morning, before my shift had officially started.
Right. I would have said, and I have said, and if it was before the work time even started, I would have added this, right?
Yeah.
And said to him, like, first off, Mr. Boss, do not talk to me about work 5 minutes before the work time actually starts, because that is like trying to interrupt me with work while I'm trying to eat dinner, or having a quiet pint at the piano bar. Second.
Yeah, but the thing
wait. And then second, if you do think that I'm not doing shit and that I'm just standing around somewhere in a corner jerking off, you're welcome to come and see what I'm doing at any given time in the work time.
But the thing is, I think I kind of did even better than that. I wish I'd said that.
Yeah.
But it did actually turn out like that. because he automatically just started doing, and that shows that he's actually not a terrible boss. Actually, okay. That once he like could see, once I had kind of explained what I had to do, and then like an hour later I was saying, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot, I actually took 9 calls yesterday that you have to factor into those 4 hours. And once I had explained all of that, even if it wasn't like completely well-mouthed, then he just, the day after that, he just said, yep, I've already printed the stuff, and now you just go pack the orders. So he actually figured it out, what I was doing, without me having to say anything.
Yeah, that's good.
So in a way, it kind of went into that way. But I wish I had said that. Yeah, if you feel you could do it better, just do it. I wish I had said that, but.
Show it to me. Show it to me then, or come and shadow me if you think that I'm standing somewhere jerking off.
Yeah. But I was also much more confident because over the past 2 days I had to get help from three different people. No, 4 actually. Three of the florists who stand and bind the bouquets, and 1 operations all-rounder who's from Sweden, who's just like doing doing all kinds of stuff. Like, she does more than me. But I'm the fastest packer of all those.
So you're working you're working together with a Swedish guy?
A Swedish girl, yeah.
She speaks Swedish?
No, she speaks Danish, but with a heavy Swedish accent.
Oh, damn. She pretty?
Yeah, and married.
Oh. You
can hear that side in your mouth. You can hear that side.
Like Mike Tyson being like, yeah, well then I'm uninterested.
Fuck, man. But yeah, very, very pretty. Yeah, and so what? Where did I leave up? Now you derailed my thought with that. Yeah. Well, I'm the fastest packer of all those. And plus the dude that helped me on Wednesday. It turns out he fucked up like 3 vases. So that was 3 different customers that didn't get their vase because he just took the order, packed the bouquet, and then put the order in the finished orders pile.
You know what? I feel like you're like a doctor or a male nurse working in a hospital together with a bunch of other hot nurses. That's what I'm feeling like. So yeah, man, you're like working in scrubs.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting to be the only heterosexual guy. No, well, except for the boss. So one of 2 heterosexual guys in a company where there's only girls or women, and then 1 homosexual guy.
Like I wish that you were like, when you're like talking to your boss at like another time, then like tell him that, like, call me old fashioned, but I believe that like work should be like 1-to-1 male female ratio. And that I could say, yeah, that's just feminist ideology, motherfucker. This is a fucking sexist environment. But you can imagine how
how my boss's ego must be having been the only heterosexual guy in a company with one gay guy and the rest women or girls.
Yeah.
I mean, he must feel like a fucking cock in the middle. In the middle.
And driving a big
Yeah,
Mercedes
yeah.
also to like boost everything up like one notch.
But you know what wouldn't surprise me is if he actually has a small dick.
No.
Yeah, because you can't have the need for that much ego trips and that big of a car if you have a big dick. I mean,
It's also
it's what they're saying, right? The bigger the car, the smaller the dick.
it's also interesting. It's also yeah, I know that
The
phrase.
more to compensate for.
Yeah. Wow. Then that would be like one tiny ass dick if you're talking about The Rock, who's driving this like 1,000 horsepower Hennessy pickup truck.
Yeah, and Arnie Schwarzenegger must have the tiniest dick because he needed to compensate with a tank.
I was going to say that
He
like,
probably
I find
has those micro penises.
Yeah, I find it interesting that your boss there like started a flower shop, because it's not the first business I'm thinking about a dude would start up.
It's actually his partner, or I don't even know if they're married, but like it's his partner who started it, and he's just helping.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it is a woman
Wow.
who started it.
So she's the real boss.
Yeah, actually, but I mean, he handles more stuff, though.
Yeah,
More of the
of course.
technical and oh yeah, of course. In addition to the car, he has that giant ass curved screen that got stolen when there was a break-in. And what do you think? How fast do you think he bought that curved screen again in power for 3,000?
Couple of hours later.
And no, okay, not that. He actually bought the laptops the next day, but the curved screen less than 2 weeks later.
I'm thinking the perpetrator of the crime was probably the guy that had the position before you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or the girl. That was.
the girl. Like,
And you
being
know
like,
what? I'm actually thinking about that sometimes. The girl named Car. No, yeah, I don't know. I'm not mentioning names in this podcast. But yeah, like I'm thinking about why was she let go? Or why doesn't she work anymore? I mean, the only logical explanation I can come up with is she cracked under the stress of this work.
Yeah,
So either quit or was fired.
yeah. Well, or like found another job.
Nah, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That could be too.
Yeah. Because like I've seen this happen before at the diaper factory, where there was also a girl that was like the coordinator working like this fucking fapped out stress job, being in charge of like all the packing pallets, right? And she waited until like she got the promotion of being like a coordinator, and then got like a leadership management course at paid for by the work. And then she immediately got like another job somewhere else and left.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not usually stressful. It's really only stressful because, and this makes sense, you know. And I've tried to explain that to my bosses and colleagues repeatedly. When you have been in a company for over a month, and you're used to being two people packing, and then one of the packers goes on vacation, then isn't it logical when there's 8 hours a day where there's someone doing something missing that there's someone who's getting overtime, isn't that? I mean, doesn't that compute in your head?
Yeah. But
Yeah, you're saying yeah. I mean,
again,
it should be the most should be the most logical thing in the world.
Yeah. But the thing is that like it shouldn't even be overtime shouldn't even be needed, right?
Why?
But because you have a contract that says that you work X amount of hours a week, right? Say that you had like other commitments, like that you had.
Oh yeah.
Say that you had other commitments, like that you had kids that needed to be picked up at like kindergarten or school, or whatever else, right?
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't be able to say that sure, I can work 2 hours overtime or whatever, right? So that's why I'm saying that's the reason why the contract states 37 hours or similar for the week, right? Searching for the word here. I'm sorry.
But then what they should have done is hire a vicar to cover those missing 8 hours.
Yes. I'm getting there. You can like the compensation that you can make is that either that you need to hire the vicar, as you say, to like compensate for the missing 8 hours. But again, that is also like training required for that. So in my opinion, it would be better to have like more people than you actually need for a job, right?
Yeah.
And just be like I said, that you like create an expert team. You're the expert of this, you're the expert of this, and so on, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't know how to do all the other shit if it's needed to, right? So you can back each other up in case somebody is sick or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that's how you should have done it, and then been like, okay, like if you don't have anything to do and you're here, right? You're still getting paid, but do something like sweep the floors or clean the windows or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, like make that compromise, right?
Yeah.
To get over with it, but it's extremely difficult for someone like that to accept that, because you want to run it with a skeleton crew, everybody doing everything, maximum profits, right?
But I think a lot of small businesses do it that way.
Yeah,
because they don't have the funds to like employ a lot of people doing.
They do have the funds. You said yourself it was almost 2 million in profits after cost.
Yeah, that's the weird part. That's the weird part.
Right. So again, we are back to not because they can, because they want to run it with a skeleton crew with maximum profits, cashing in as much as possible.
But they can't do that because he has his villa in mortgage, and his villa he has to pay down.
Yeah.
How is that going all in for the environment and being environmentally friendly with your flower bouquets?
Yeah, I don't like.
And then his car can be so electric as it is, but it is still an expensive car. You could still have gone with a hybrid Hyundai, which is also electric.
I don't think that like an electrical car is that much environmentally friendly, because it still requires like a shit ton to like produce it.
Yeah, that's right. True. But that's a whole other discussion that we could have.
But yeah, you get my point, right? That it's not because they can't, it's just because they won't accept less than what they have now, right?
Yeah.
So again, like they have like massive shit that they could do to like improve it, like hiring one more person. And
I don't
also,
like. Of course, I'm still new. I've been there for 2 months, but I still, the longer I'm there, the more I also discover that I don't know of this business, because I mean, fuck, man, it could also be that the reason they've gotten so successful is because they know how to appeal to the customer, their customers. And I don't know, maybe that just requires a certain standard of living or a certain presentableness.
Well, if you remember the show we watched, the consultant with Christoph Waltz,
Yeah.
he didn't know shit about the game about the gaming industry when he walked in those doors, right? but, but he still managed to turn it around to a profit.
Yeah. But,
which was like kind of hilarious, but I still, and I believe in that like you don't need to know any details about the business to like make it go in the green, right? You just need to know like why it is going like in the green, and if there is any unnecessary costs. And I don't think, like, from what you're saying, that they have any unnecessary costs at that place. So yeah, so yeah, I would like make do with more people and then pay myself less. Like at Expert, by the way, we were way too many people for that job.
Well, the only unnecessary cost that there is at this place would be his oversized curved screen. I mean, he could easily make do with two smaller screens and just set them up like for 500 each or 1,000 each. Yeah. But nah, he has to have the curved screen for 3K power.
Right.
So yeah, there is some unnecessary costs.
Yeah, but that is like minimal compared to like what they're bringing in.
And the car is probably company car too.
Yeah,
I guess that would be stupid if it wasn't, because it is like yeah. And also when I was having an order today that needed to be, that I didn't know what to do with, and I needed to like make the customs documents for Norway. That always has to be done before 12:30, and it was already to 12:40. So I was sitting there. Yes, the dear colleague, you're coming with an order here that we need to put on the customs for Norway, but I can't make the customs report before we've made that order. But the system says that this order can't be created. So what the fuck do I do? And then she's like, call Henrik, even though he's already off. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I can do that in his spare time. And then he took it, and then he was just dead serious and coaching me through what to do.
I would have been like, Troy, nah, not right now. I'm fucked up. I'm like 12 beers deep. Right?
I think he was at a customer meeting or something. But I mean, you can understand that. You can understand the Mercedes for customer meetings, but the but the curved screen, that's kind of too much. And I tried to use it I think it was Friday 2 weeks ago, where I was the last guy and the pallet for Germany hadn't been picked up. So I thought, what to do? Well, I'll try to sit in my boss's chair and use his curved screen. And it was too huge, man. It was like the fucking everything that you could see on it was like with tiny letter size.
Okay, let me.
Too huge for me.
I want to ask you like a question. Can you see yourself doing this job until you are 73 years old?
Fuck no. Fuck no. And I'm off the sound conviction that that nobody above 50 can do this job. And
Right.
you were talking to me about this old dude in your company. But now I want to hear what that guy does
Yeah, but again, like
precisely.
we don't have like these kind of like rush orders that you have, right?
Uh,
So it is not like a stressful environment like that. I can tell you like what I did today. Um I packed some orders like for an oil rig. It took me like maybe an hour or so, right?
well,
Then I loaded a couple of trucks, like I told you also with that fapper being late.
yeah.
And another guy that I wasn't yelling, but I was saying, motherfucker, can you learn English? Because I was like driving it into the trailer, and he was speaking this Eastern European language to me, like, nah, I don't want the pallet here, I want it there. So eventually I just ignored him and just loaded it and said bon voyage, asshole. And so that was like maybe 4 max hours like in total of work, right? The rest of the time I was just like sweeping the floor, and then I ran like um what do you call it in English, a feiemaskin. Yeah,
A
like
sweeper, a sweeper.
I
Or
ran a sweeper that I was like sitting on and just like driving across the entire warehouse, probably like another hour since it's so fucking huge, right? Uh, and then I emptied that into a container, like the contents of the sweeping machine.
yeah.
And then I took the cleaning machine and like filled it up with water from the fire hose and dumped a bunch of like car shampoo in it to clean the floors. Um, and then did this and then did basically the same route with this machine across it.
Yeah.
Stopped at like the company fridge, since we have a refrigerator, and then grabbed a Coca-Cola, got back on it, and then I was like sipping this Coke while I was like driving around the warehouse again.
Yeah.
And then there was lunch, and then it was McDonald's lunch today, paid for by the work. And I ordered a fillet of fish,
Wow.
and I ordered a fillet of fish menu with a Coke Zero.
The fuck? How
Since
how often do you get McDonald's delivered?
like every week, like what's like a American company, right?
Oh, well,
American company, right?
yeah.
McDonald's and Coca-Cola.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck, man. I
So,
guess I
um,
guess I had it better at a ways where every on every weekend shift we would get delivered with Volt from one of the most exclusive pizzerias in town.
yeah.
Fuck,
So
man.
yeah, definitely. So, um, and that was my day.
Wow.
And then, like 10 minutes after 3 or 20 minutes before my fyraften, um, I said, "Fuck it, boss, I'm out."
Wow.
And yeah, that was my day. um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, like my day was a little bit more hectic than that. I started with sitting in the bus because I take the bus to work. because it's 1.5 hours if I have to drive with bike out there, and that's just too long. So then I take an hour in the bus, psyching myself up with Vo Williams. I am the one. I am the one. Do, 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 do. And then listening to that soundtrack. The lights are all green from The Taking of Pelham. You know, where the metro is like suddenly remote controlled by some hackers, and then it's like just driving without a conductor. No, it's not hacked. It's like it's just driving without a conductor.
I gotta say like those are like the two best John Travolta movies. It's From Paris with Love and it's Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. But the soundtrack that is called The Lights Are All Green from The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. That is one of the most, like, if you want to work fast, then put that on. And then you will see yourself. I mean, I was packing probably close to 30 bouquets an hour to that. Like, fuck, man. But then I was also, when after I've listened to that for like 3 or 4 times, I was like, shit, that was 1 hour. That was one hectic hour. Now I gotta put on some what is the theme song from True Detective called again? Can't remember.
I know it.
From the Dusty Masons, and then my speed dropped to the usual 20 an hour.
I want to ask another question to you. Where do you see yourself 5, 10, and 20 years from now?
Well, ideally, 5 years from now, still at this place, but probably in a company that has grown significantly, because the orders are increasing, and I can feel that. For every we have more orders now than we had when I started. But that could also just be because of the season. I don't know. Because we have like some extremely fuck, man. Go in on their website and then check out the newest bouquet we have, which is called The Forest. That is fuck, man. The florists have been doing nothing than bind those for the past 3 or 4 days. That is fucking selling well.
Okay. So that was like 5 years from now. You are still in the same place.
And
hopefully, the place that has grown.
And 10 years from now, I could probably be in Germany, because once they get a foothold in Germany, they will. I mean, it just makes more sense that you would have a hub in Germany that would take in because they ship the flowers from fields in Spain and Italy to Denmark, and then they distribute it to Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Germany. So wouldn't it make sense to have a hub in Germany where you have florists there that then bind and package them there and then just distribute them to Germany?
Yeah.
I think that would make sense. But that's like in 10 years, a 10 years time frame.
And 20 years.
Then we could be talking. I mean, for the company, we could be talking entering the French and British markets too. Probably Eastern Europe. But then again, I don't know about Eastern Europe, because it's kind of a luxury product, and I don't know how many Eastern European folks have the money to pay 400 kroners for a bouquet.
Eastern Europe is like growing, and like 20 years from now, there probably won't be a war anymore in Ukraine, and you will have Poland that is growing and thriving. So maybe
that's true. and you do have like. I mean, you do have the oligarchs, the Russian and Ukrainian oligarchs that are just swimming in money. So,
But okay,
and
so, but you said
once they get more and more invested in sustainability and the green shift, then who's to know? They might place orders for dried flowers.
But you just said that like you don't think that anybody can do this job when they're over 50. Uh,
Yeah,
so
that's because
so
I will hopefully have been promoted to some office job by then.
so how long do you like plan on like working all together before you retire?
Well, like if it's an office job, I can work there until I drop dead.
But would you want to?
Yeah, as long as I well, obviously when I get over 70, which is the retirement age in Denmark at this point. Once I get over 70, then I'd want to make my own hours, just like my grandfather who is 93 now.
Yeah,
He worked as a VVS dude, as a what is it called?
plumber.
Yeah, as a plumber.
Apple.
He worked as a plumber from when he was fuck man. He must have been young when he got his when he was taught. Yeah, there was the war, of course, so he lost a couple of years during the Hitler era. He was 15 there, and then he started the. I think he must have been like 21 when he was fully fully taught, and then it took a few more years to get the master. The no, not the masters. The Svennebrev, you know
Yeah, yeah,
the thing, so that you are a master
yeah.
of plumbing.
The trade skill certificate.
Yeah. And he probably had that, so he got independent when he was like 30 or something, and then
But
he had his plumbing business from when he was 30 till he retired at age 60, but then kept working in that with that business until he was 70, and then he started
yeah,
to think, now I need to I need to close down the business, but I'll just keep working at the retirement home where I've been working for 10 more years until he was 80. And then when he was 80, he was like, now I'll only do for friends and family. And then when he was
okay,
80, 85, then he was like, now I'm getting too old for this shit. Now I only do my tomatoes.
okay. I'm
And
going to like ask like
now he's 93 and still doing his tomatoes.
that. Yeah, but that's just like peaceful. That's just gardening and
Yeah.
very healthy.
But the point is,
Uh,
he's like, the reason why he got so old is probably because he like has been staying active.
yeah, definitely. And that is like the trick. Like if you do have enough, and if you are fortunate enough to retire, uh, you can't like go in the trap that like a lot, especially in Scandinavia, a lot of like retired old folks go in the trap that they're just sitting in the lounge chair in front of their TV, drinking alcohol, and just rotting away, getting
Yeah.
like a stroke or getting like more diseases or whatever, right?
Apropos
Uh,
alcohol, I just opened what I sent to you on Discord. It's called a Svensk Ek, which is Swedish
yeah,
for Swedish oak. It's a company
yeah.
that actually went out of business, but they still sell their. It's Macmurra. So this is a limited edition single malt Swedish whiskey that I'm going to test now.
Well, unfortunately, I'm on duty, so I can't really drink that much.
Wait, you're on
Um,
duty on a Friday night?
yeah, I have the duty phone, so
Damn.
that some fapped out oil manager can call me at like 4 a.m. and say like, "Choi, I need this fucking pallet or whatever, like in the Congo
How
or
much?
some other piece of shit corner."
How much do you get for
Yeah.
that?
like 3K extra a month.
So you're making $3,000 right now for sitting here and making a podcast.
Yeah.
You're actually getting paid. You're getting paid to podcast right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But on the other side, if I don't pick up the phone when they call, and I don't call back within 20 minutes, I think, they will deduct 3,000 kroners from my salary.
Oh, fuck, man.
Right. So I remember like when I started at that company and I was like first like getting this iPhone and these tasks and these like these we are assigned every 5th week to have it.
Yeah.
I was like really stressed in the first nights. I didn't sleep and like was waking up and like checking the phone like, have they called? Have they fucking called?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they didn't, not for like a long time. Like I think the first call I ever got from it was first Christmas Day.
Wow.
At 3 in the morning.
That's
3 or 4 in the morning.
That's fapped out, man.
yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't know what the fuck it like. I can't like remember what they wanted. I think it was a gearbox, like one of these huge things that weigh like 5 or 6, 700 kilos.
Yeah.
And they wanted me like to drive out to the warehouse and be like, pack that, make it ready to go and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And luckily, like I was only like getting 5 minutes out of the house. While coordinating on the phone with people from the company, and they found out that the one that was in the warehouse that I'm working at was defect.
Yeah.
So they ended up like with this insane solution, sending a fucking helicopter to an oil rig in the Netherlands, and dismantle their gearbox because they weren't really pumping any oil at that time, so they didn't need to be operational. So dismantle that thing, load it up on the cargo helicopter, and then send it away to Scotland.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I'm like thinking like, fuck, that's had to like cost like 300,000 kroners. At least.
Wow.
Nah, probably like 500,000 because that shit isn't cheap. Because imagine all the parties that you're involving. You're involving you're involving like a customs department that are also like taking money for calls, right?
Yeah.
And they are taking money like on a holiday, like on the first Christmas day, and you're and they're doing it in the night, which is also like more money. So it is like on a holiday. It's in the middle of the night, and you're also getting like a helicopter pilot that is also working overtime, and in the night, and on first Christmas Day.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Is there any additional fees that they didn't have? Like.
Like that's I don't know, like it's fucked up that I can't even believe that they even like went along with it, because I had like another call a couple of months later, right? Nah, not a couple of months. This was like actually in the summer, right? where they're asking me to like, oh, you gotta like drive out to the warehouse. This was on a Sunday, and find this cylinder and like send me like pictures of the serial number and whatever. Right, tell me what shape it is, whatever. Right, and I get there, right, and I'm saying like, this thing is fucking huge. It is like 6 meters long. It is 6 meters long. It is like 2 tons.
Yeah.
Uh, so you want me to like orchestrate transport out to the North Sea with this shit?
Wow.
And he's like, yeah. And I'm saying, but it's gonna like cost like 500,000 kroners.
Yeah.
So can't it just wait till the morning when we're like packing this shit anyways and go out with the regular shipment?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, wait one, I gotta talk to a manager. Phone calls back like 10 minutes later, and then it's like, yeah, okay, like it's not that urgent anyways. It can wait till the morning.
What the fuck? Wow. Oh my god. So it wasn't even the boss.
No, like no, and like, but I made.
Oh yeah,
like, a
because
cardinal-
it's a huge company, so you've probably not even met the boss.
no, the
Uh,
boss is a mansion in Texas,
yeah.
but, earning $10 million a year.
Fuck. Yeah.
uh, but yeah, so that was like the couple of like times that the phone has like called for me.
Mm.
But where were we going?
Yeah. No.
I was going. Yeah. Now I remember where I was going. So yeah, like when you're like going on retirement, and if you are fortunate to, you need to like stay active, do some shit, do like tennis, go buy an auto camper or rent an auto camper and travel Europe or sail or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Something to like give you the feeling that you're doing something, right?
Yeah.
But I
But you
I
also
think that
have
like
to. You also have to have the financial resources to if it's
yeah
traveling. You have to
yeah
have a
yeah
fuckload of financial
yeah
resources in order to stay
yeah
active.
yeah yeah of course. But if
And
you're like if you're if
my grandfather never had that much.
nah
So then it's gotta
but
be
also
something
like
else, and
also
it's gotta be tomatoes.
in my defense though, your grandfather lives in Germany, yes.
Yeah.
And he had his own company for several decades, yes.
Yeah.
He's
But
owned the company, yes.
what?
And he probably lives in a house that
Nah.
has been paid down by now, yes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't like in any possible world not imagine that he wouldn't have enough to buy an auto camper or a large car in Germany that is also cheap when it comes to cars, American prices.
Um,
Uh,
yeah,
but
but that's not.
but
He does that.
any,
Well, yeah, actually, you're touching on the point there because yeah, and he does still have a lot of stock investments. Um,
so,
but the thing
and
is, he's just always prioritized family. Um,
yeah,
like, where do you think? I mean, for instance, where do you think €100 every time? Every time I'm on vacation, where do you think that comes from? And
yeah,
that goes times 3 for my brothers and me. And when my one brother got a girlfriend, then that extended to her as well. And then suddenly my dad suddenly gets like €500 every time we get down there. So like. He's spreading the points around, so to speak, to the family
yeah. But still, he's also
rather than doing spending it on traveling.
and
But
this is
that's because he can get something out of family too. Like according to Hartmut Rosa's theory, the number one resonance sphere is family. Another one would be nature. That would be probably closest to traveling, as you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like he's just prioritizing differently.
Right. But let's get back to what you just said. That like you need like a fuck ton of money to be like a traveling retiree. And like here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that everybody should be guaranteed that.
Not everybody needs that guarantee.
Not everybody needs that, but it should be guaranteed if you want it. And
yeah, but that's also like, are you talking everybody in the sense that yes, even 1 billion Chinese and 1 billion Indian people? Because damn, that's gonna put a strain on the environment, I tell you. If everybody's gonna be guaranteed that, and I'm not like in the habit of calling our world overpopulated, but in terms of if everybody lived with the same wealth as we do, then our world would be drained.
Okay,
that is a fact. That is a fact. You can actually go in on World Overshoot Day. I'm sure you have heard of that. If everybody in the world consumed resources as we do in Denmark, the world's resources would be drained. Like
hey man, take it a step further. Say everybody consumed resources like they're doing in America, who consumes resources at the 4x pace than us.
Yeah, actually, now I'm like, because I'm not even sure that there's that much more paced. World Overshoot Day.
But hey man, while you're doing that, let me talk finished. Yeah. Okay, so let's take this into consideration. AI takes completely over and replaces 80-90% jobs in the world in the next 2 decades. And universal basic income is introduced. And a one currency fits all is introduced for the global population.
Yeah.
What should this universal basic income be, in your opinion? Should it just be enough for food and water and shelter, or should it be enough to do other shit as well?
Yeah, the question is loaded in 2 parts, because should it could come from a moral obligation that we put on the humans, or it comes from a simple practical perspective, whereas the practical perspective would say, fuck no, the world and its resources can fucking not support all that wealth for people. If we support more than just basic food and shelter, if we support I don't know, like status fappery and like living in like everybody living in a giant mansion, or everybody having the money to go on a plane every year to go to some far off land that they've never heard of before, do you even have any idea the amount of CO2 that would exhaust, and how quickly the global the global temperature would rise because of that? We would be at 6 degrees. If everybody did that, everybody in the world took a plane every year, we would be at 6 degrees within 5 years of global warming.
Well, according to the 46th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, global warming is a hoax.
Yeah. But
doesn't exist. The greatest made-up lie in the world.
But but that is also truer words were never spoken by a madman.
Yeah.
Like, Fuck, but okay, so look at the stuff I just sent. So the way to read this graph, and you can, for the people listening, we're looking at overshoot.footprintnetwork.org/newsroom/country overshoot days /. And that basically shows how many months or how many days, if you will, it goes even down to that, would go by. How many days there would be resources enough on Earth if people lived like they do in that country, if everybody on the world lived as they do in that country. Meaning that
where do I see the days?
You can see
I see
January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah.
So you have Qatar being the most consuming the most resources per capita in the world. So if everybody lived like they do in Qatar, the resources of Earth would be drained by a little over February.
In 1 year?
Yeah, in 1 year.
Wow.
That's how much they consume in Qatar. And then you see, do we have the United States before Denmark? Yeah, we do.
Where are they? Oh yeah, by March 16th.
Yeah,
by March 13th.
Yeah, March 13th. So 3 months we could sustain if 8 billion people live like Americans. That's fucking nuts if you think about it. But look at that. Just 3 down, we have Oman, United Arab Emirates, and then we shared like the 10th spot with Australia. So if everybody lived in like we do in Denmark, Earth's resources would be drained in March 9th. And okay, I have to say one more important thing. This is in terms of the resource being able to replenish itself, right?
Yeah.
So Earth, you see, if you take the other example, Uruguay, who is in December, right?
Yeah.
So you have to think about that Earth is able to regenerate resources within that year. So if we lived like we do in Uruguay, then Earth would only be half a month short of regenerating enough resources so everybody could live like they do in Uruguay.
Yeah, that's because like Uruguay is so chilled out. Everybody's smoking weed. Even the president means it's the greatest drug in the world.
But yeah, but it's interesting. Another observation comes to mind is that what are the most sustainable countries for Earth? It's actually all the poor countries.
Yeah.
And why is that? Well, it's because wealth of a country, and the richer people are, the more of a strain is put on the environment.
I'm also thinking that
so wealth is actually directly contradicted to environmental sustainability.
I'm also thinking that like in terms of like food, that in these countries they don't eat a hell of a lot of like fast food. Like Indonesia, Nicaragua, like they are like very good at like cooking their own food. And having like a stew boiling in the street the entire day, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And then eating it. While in like these other luxury places in the world that we're seeing, like Qatar, Luxembourg, Singapore, it's like a shit ton of people eating at restaurants and takeaway. And just shit being like thrown out.
Yeah.
And in Qatar, I can guarantee you that there's some asshole right now ordering like a 7 or 11 course meal, right?
Yeah.
eating like maybe like one or two dishes of it, and then saying like, "Nah, throw the rest of this crap out."
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck, man.
And then
Yeah.
but it's interesting that it is these ultra rich nations of the world that consumes the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and also like United States, they have like always been up there.
But if you think about it, philosophical, it makes sense. I mean, what does it like? Think about the definition of being rich.
Yeah,
What is
like being
that?
able to. Uh, well, if you were to like say, I want to like take Joe Rogan's example. If you can eat out without worrying about what the fuck it costs, you're rich.
Yeah, but that's more of a practical
Yeah, but okay,
human
like I would.
a practical psychological definition of it. But like if you just think of it in terms of an object that is rich in something, what does that mean then?
An object that is rich in something.
Yeah.
Well, then the object holds value, some kind of value, right?
Yeah, and how and what is the difference between that value and something that doesn't hold as much value? It's really simple.
Well, I want to like get back to like the value point because why does it hold value? I mean, like money in itself is like worthless. It's a fiat currency
Yeah.
that holds a value because we say or someone say it has value and is worth this.
Yeah.
Uh, but like if you're like talking like tangible assets like gold, silver, diamonds, that shit that's like always held value because they're like raw materials. Uh,
Yeah, but what is the
that
difference between you having 5 gold nuggets and me having 3? And you, by the definition, being richer, what is the simple difference between you having 5 and me having 3 gold nuggets?
then I'm like 40% richer than you because I have two
Yeah,
more. I
yeah,
have
but I'm
like
looking for a specific word for that. That you have 5 and I have 3. It's really simple.
I'm
The word
using
is
it.
really simple.
Tell it to me.
We have Kim Wexler says it in her interview with Rich Swikert
Yeah,
as
say it,
as
say it like.
no as an answer to what it is she wants in life.
Oh man, like I'm way too like stepped out to
Okay. Well,
tell it to me.
yeah. The answer is more.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's the definition of of something that is rich. It is
yeah,
more than something that is poor, and that actually rhymes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And,
Uh,
and it is
but
that
I would say
yeah.
I would say that this is I want to get back to like the individual stuff here, right? Because the more part there, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it's also like what I talked about like regarding your boss that like when you are living a certain lifestyle and you are like getting X amount of like gold nuggets into your account into your pocket, right?
Yeah.
It is so fucking easy to think like, gee, now I can spend these golden nuggets on shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
these gold
and then you
nuggets and the currency, that is all just that is all just a symbolic representation of that more, because that
yeah, but
more, the more
but
is the resources.
yeah, yeah,
And once you
but
exchange that currency for more resources, what does that's gotta have some sort of effect on something, and in this
yeah,
case it's the
it,
environment.
it does. But don't you think that, for instance, that there, let's take like a rich guy in one of these countries, like Uruguay, Indonesia, Nicaragua, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do you think his consumerism is on the same level as, say, like a rich guy with equal wealth in Qatar? Or do you think
No.
that he spends less, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, like it's all about like their how they are being affected by the society that surrounds them.
Yeah.
Now in
And
these
of course we
countries,
have to make very clear right here that we're absolutely not discussing happiness right now. There's
no.
absolutely no conclusive evidence
Uh,
about
uh,
whether who of these is happier. They're probably both miserable actually in this
uh,
case.
and
Uruguay
then
and Qatar. They're
but
probably equally unhappy.
in Qatar and Dubai and Oman, uh, you would be like surrounded by dickheads driving around the streets in fucking Bugattis and gold-plated Rolls Royces, right?
Yeah.
And that fucks up and that fucks with your head in some way because you see this and you think like, I need that shit.
Yeah.
While as a rich guy in Uruguay or uh, some poor kid who turns rich in Africa who's just playing football with goat blown up goat bladder, right?
What an
He don't
example, though.
he, yeah, he don't know what the fuck a Bugatti is, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
the guy in Uruguay would be thinking like, the fuck do I need that for? I got my cannabis plants. I'm like eating with
I got
my
my goat. I got my
I got my
mule that can
I
move
got my mule.
that
I got
can
my mule,
move
right?
my
Yeah,
product very fast.
yeah.
And I
And I got
and
yeah,
yeah, but we're tapping into a really interesting philosophy where Sheldon Cooper says it, I believe, in one of the episodes on the Big Bang Theory, in which an object is valued only because it's being perceived by the no. That's the opposite theory. Opposite theory.
and also like
Uh,
I would like to see some kind of like statistic on social media usage, right? Because I believe that, like, for instance, that the Western world is way more fucking tapped into social media, Instagram, uh, all that shit, compared to these poor countries of like Uruguay, Nicaragua, right? Because in these poor countries, people are still attached to people, right?
yeah.
and and then that becomes their measuring tools, being like, yeah, okay, like we're good with what we have. While in the West here, almost everybody is like tapped into this social media world, and then that becomes their fucking social measurement tool. Um, and it's extremely toxic, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because it creates a false sense of reality. And I also like have an example from my life where um, you have my oldest sister and her husband. They bought this oversized house outside Oslo,
Yeah.
loan, of course, right? 500,000 euros.
Yeah.
Uh, and they bought like a boat on credit, which was another 10,000 euros. And they bought what the fuck do you call it? Not an auto camper, but you know
An RV.
not an RV, but like like the camping one.
Um, yeah, I know what you mean. Like
Yeah,
a camping wagon. I think it's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah,
And what they bought like a camping wagon, like yeah. We need that. We need a brand new hero camper wagon. Another 40,000 euro loan for that.
yeah.
we need like another car. We need a new car because like now we have had like our Volvo V90 for 2 years, but we don't have money. Yeah, but we can just borrow. So what are we gonna buy? Well, let's buy like a huge Ford 150 Lightning electric pickup truck for 100,000 euros on loan. Right. And like I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing that my nephew that's 20, 20, yeah, is turning 20. No, is turning 21, right?
Yeah.
Is of course still living at home, right? But he's subjected to all this shit, right?
Yeah.
All this shit like that his parents, my sister, are doing, plus social media, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, what the fuck is the hope of this kid? Because he's in no way being like taught the true value of money. And I remember like his 18th or 19th birthday, he said like, "Mom, I am getting lobster and Moet champagne for dinner today, right?"
Wow. Yeah, like talk
Yeah,
about being spoiled. It's not often that you see a fitting definition for the word spoiled, but this one would probably be it.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but again, like I can't blame the kid all by himself because he has been subjected to this kind of crap all of his life, and
Yeah.
then compounded by by social media, Facebook, Instagram,
Well, I
of like
would
his
yeah.
friends' parents and his friends doing the exact same shit.
Well, I would never blame the kid. The definition of the term spoiled is in the nature of the word that it is an external
Yeah,
influence,
external
which is usually the parents, but could
yeah.
also be others. It would
Like
I would never out or
yeah.
blame
And,
a person for being spoiled.
like I had these people here in the Easter. It was like fucking horrific. Like my sister and brother-in-law was that like, and remember my apartment here is 80 square meters. It's okay sized for one person.
Yeah, yeah,
Also,
fuck, man. I
also
like.
all too, right? Yeah,
Do you know how big my apartment is? It's still, granted, I still live in a dorm because you can live here while
30 or
working.
something.
But what?
The 30.
Yeah,
40.
35 with the bathroom.
Yeah. So they come here and they're being like, your place is fucking small, Patrick. Your car is small. When are you gonna buy a new car? And what kind of car? You gotta like have something huge. Aren't you getting a boat? You have
Yeah.
no paintings. Uh,
Well,
and then we like go out
actually,
on
you should mention next time. And also, I forgot to mention this when I said 35. That actually includes a shared, because it's like
oh yeah,
weird.
shit.
Because the way the property area of my apartment, of my room, is measured is that they measure the room and then
Yeah.
a shared square meter footage of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it's like really weird. I think my room is probably like less than 50. It's probably like 11 or 12 square meters, and then plus the additional square meters, which is probably like, what was it I said? So that's probably like 20.
Right.
Then that's
Right.
20 gets added up with the other rooms, which is probably like 15. So then it's like a huge kitchen.
Yeah.
But still, nobody comes there because there's a small kitchenelle in the room, so the kitchen is never used.
Right. But
So
I
next
just like felt
time they
like
come for a visit, just say, I know a friend who has 11 square meters.
right, right. Yeah, I will. But like I just like think the fucking connection to reality is like completely fucking severed. Because like if you were my brother or my friend and you were from Nicaragua or Colombia or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you lived in a fucking mud hut.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come there and shame you if you were opening the door to you. I would be like, "That cool, bro.
Yeah.
want,
Fuck, man.
want a beer or something?"
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but that's because it's like I actually I googled the I almost want to call it a disease that your sister your family has there, and it would be, let me see what is the Latin for it, nemo dat quod non habet, which literally means, I'm just quoting from Wikipedia here, literally meaning no one can give what they do not have. It's something you use in apparently property law, but it applies to this kind of status thinking too, which is like no one can give what they do not have. So they use that because they have the thing, they have all this value, but they can only value that because you don't have it. Otherwise, it's worthless.
Right, but like the way that I see it, and this this is what I'm like talking about, like that, like sure, back to like the retirement thing because it ties in here. Not everybody's like going to have like the cash or whatever to like retire and travel, right? But anyone can like manage their retirement savings, especially in Denmark, where the retirement pension system is privatized, largely privatized, by the way. Can manage it themselves, and they can do it correctly because all the information is like on the internet and on YouTube, and to like follow what other people have done with it to like make it work and to turn into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 10, even 10 million Danish kroners by the time that they go on retirement.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's a lot of steps and it's too complicated, and it's something that you have to be on top of. Maybe not every day, but you have to check in on it every week. And with all the other 1,000 things every week people have to do, it's draining. People can't overcome it because people are overstimulated.
I check all not as often as once a week.
Yeah, because you're already in the mindset.
But I'm already in the mindset, so
it's difficult for someone to take the first step to and learn all this, and then get into the mindset. It's always more difficult to get into the mindset of something.
And of course, like everything is also like running on autopilot since when you have the mindset, right?
Yeah.
And going by itself, but people like make the major mistake of like thinking that the retirement pension fund or whatever your job is like paying into, right, is going to do the job correctly for you, right?
What do you mean do the job correctly?
Because like when you like pay in money to like a pension for your job, right? And I'm not talking about the government pension. I'm talking
the workers' pension.
Yeah, the workers' pension.
Or the money that the employer pays in the pension.
Yeah, both of you, the employer and you.
It's all private. It has nothing to do with the government, not even in Denmark.
Now, what I mean like by correctly is that if you just don't do nothing and you just pay it in there, it will just be set on like the default of what the pension fund is investing in, right? Which will most likely be one of their own funds that doesn't yield as much a year as it should, because they're taking like a lot of fees for themselves, right? That's how like getting the shit done, right? But you do have the option in a lot of these pension funds to like manage it yourself and like go through a list of other various private funds and say that like, okay, I want to allocate everything here or there or there, right? And if you get over the million, right?
Over a million.
If you get over like 1 million kroners, a lot of these pension funds also have something that is called a VIP option, which is okay. Okay, we see that you are a millionaire. Damn, damn, son, you're doing all right. And you say like, yeah, I want this option, and this is in Denmark, by the way, not in America, where it's easier. Then they create a separate trading account for you, right? Because you say, I want full access.
Yeah.
And what full access means is that now you don't just have access to like just choose what fund you want the money to go into. You can choose individual stocks and say that, okay, I have 1 million kroners. I want to have like 200,000 in Tesla, 100,000 in Apple, and so on, right? Or everything in Coca-Cola, if that's what you're up to, right? So you have like way more control, you have access, but again, like you said, it requires you to be on top of the shit, and work.
Yeah,
At least until
and it also provides you with again more opportunities and more stuff to choose between, because then like and not just that, whatever you pick, whichever stock you pick to invest in, it will not. I mean, of course, you're first of all looking for a stock that's going to yield profits. But why else would you do it? But another consideration you might have is something actually something that you want to support.
Yeah.
The best example is if a company was a front for drugs, that would be very lucrative in profits. But is that actually something that you honestly and sincerely want to support?
Or some shady oil company in the United States, or what is it called? Trump media.
Yeah.
Right.
So there, I think maybe not you, because you're like let's just call it one of the more morally flexible humans I've met. But even much more than me. But most people, they have a decent set of morals that they want to employ when making this decision. Assuming, of course, that they're not being corrupted by the greed that a lot of money yields. And that is the other thing. Like, because I think the more money you have, the more you have the tendency that your morals start to suffer.
Right.
The less idealistic you get about the world, and the more you just think about more.
Yeah, or you just become completely indifferent.
Yeah, or just
and you're just looking at like, yeah, whatever, weapon stocks yielding me money, oil stocks, yeah whatever, yielding me money, right?
What has Warren Buffett invested in?
Mostly Coca-Cola.
And that's not exactly a healthy drink for the world.
No. Like that.
But yeah, that's my point. I mean,
it's not only Coca-Cola. It's also, let's say, it's Coca-Cola. It is Chevron oil, Exxon oil, Apple.
Really not really sustainable stuff. Apple, I mean, it's technology that should make the world better, but really all they're doing is changing up their iPhones every year and just making consumers invest more money in phones than they actually should. I mean, I've had my Samsung for the past 4 years, I think, and it still works. so do you really need to buy a new phone every year? Well, yeah, you do if you have Apple, because they keep fapping out phones every year and not just that, they make a new software update. No, the software of the older phones, I think. I could be wrong though. I'm just basing this on Windows 10, which is also getting old soon.
It's worth the.
Now I know what it was. Some of these big tech companies, what they do is they sell you the product, but then the software has an expiration date, like Windows 10. And then what do? They stop the software support for the product, so you have to buy a new product when the software support for the old product fails. If that isn't the most greedy way to do business, then hang me up immediately.
Huh?
I mean, fuck, man. It's
okay. I have it here now. By the way, I want to mention that Warren Buffett is retiring at the age of 93. Apparently, he doesn't feel like he can do the job anymore.
Well, I would have, yeah.
But okay, like his largest holding is Apple, $57 billion in Apple, and then it's and then it's American Express, Bank America, Coca-Cola, where he has $28 billion, and then it is Chevron Oil, Moody's. I think Moody's make beer. I'm not completely sure. And then it is Kraft Heinz.
Yeah, sounds German.
Like Heinz ketchup.
Yeah.
Actually,
is Heinz ketchup German?
I think it's a German who has made it in America.
Yeah, that could be too.
Let's see. Is Heinz? Heinz? It was made in Fremont, Ohio, United States.
Yeah.
So what else is like its largest holding? Visa, MasterCard, Amazon, United Health. Gotta make money on all those Americans.
Oh yeah, right. MasterCard and Visa is actually an American company. So how does it actually work with us using that as our cards? Or do they get a cut every time you use the card?
They get a cut every time you use the card. Visa gets like 1% or something.
Yeah, but that's not me who pays that. That's the bank who pays that.
No, that's you who pays that.
No.
Yeah. They're smart.
Sure?
Yeah. Or maybe maybe your bank pays it, but you also pay a fee for your bank card a year.
Oh, yeah,
right?
so that's where all these fucking fees are. Why the fees are so big?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. And then they're getting bigger now. I just read that in order to if you have more than one card at least at Danske Bank, it'll cost you something like 270 kroners a year.
Going to Visa
per card.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts, man. Fucking. They've lost it. I'm considering to switch bank, to be honest.
And he has a big, not a big stake, but $1 billion in Domino's Pizza.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if he had any McDonald's shares, but it doesn't look like that. Yeah. It's only 42 positions.
42 is still more than a man should chew. in my opinion.
Yeah. So you can see that he is very social, so very interested in the well-being of the American.
Of the average American, the average worker, yeah. Fuck, man. Maybe actually, you can't make that statement that he's not. Well, I mean, we're ironic right now, but you can't make the statement that he is not interested in social stuff. Yeah, with Coca-Cola you can. He's not really interested in people's health. But more like having invested in oil, all we can conclude is that he's not interested in environmental factors.
No, I can't. I actually see like no green stocks, like investing in solars or or that kind of stuff in his portfolio.
Fuck, man. Yeah.
So,
But I would say he's probably more invested in social works than environmental works.
yeah, probably.
Because Coca-Cola still provides a lot of jobs for people.
I also think that when you reach that kind of level, you have to be like semi-indifferent about your investments.
Yeah.
And you're looking at like what yields money, and he doesn't necessarily like have Coca-Cola because they're like doing magnificent on the Wall Street market. They have like been very consistent, like going up like 5% a year ish.
Yeah.
But they're also paying dividends, right? So for each share that he owns, which is 400 million shares, he gets paid 50 or 60 cents once a quarter.
Wow, fuck,
right,
man.
So that is like hundreds of millions of dollars for doing nothing but just holding the share, regardless of if it goes up or down.
Oh.
And it's the same with like Chevron Oil. They're also like paying some kind of like dividend, and that's like what he's like mostly interested in. And then I think that he has the bank, American Express and Bank of America, because he saw that in the last huge financial crisis of 2008, these banks were like bailed out when shit went south.
Yeah.
So they're also like probably going to stay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but back to like what I was like saying. So the information is there, right? The access is there, but like you're saying, that you need to have the mindset and you need to have the will to like check it out and do something manually and actively with it. And people are like lazy out of nature.
Wait. In terms of what are we talking about now?
I'm like saying like regarding like creating lasting wealth, right? People aren't necessarily lazy, but they're ignorant. Because I can guarantee you, if you're like asking,
I wouldn't say ignorant. Overstimulated is the better word.
I'm making
overstimulant because it like well, you could say it's easy to ignore stuff.
Yeah,
when you are busy with so much other bullshit.
Okay, like but
scrolling
let me
through your social media feed. That you can say.
Let me argue this. If you were to like ask 50 people on the street of Aarhus, do you have like a plan for when you're like going to retire? Do you like have any like kind of like investments made or like actively managed pension funds yourself, right? I'm pretty sure that 9 out of 10 people are going to say, nah. Well, I'm just gonna work till I'm allowed to retire.
Yeah, like me as well.
Yeah.
Except that I wouldn't want to, as we said in the beginning of this podcast, that I would not want to work the current job that I have for until I'm 70, because my body would break down.
And I have like this mindset. And I have like a clear path, and I have like a stop button. Like, this is how much, and then I'm gonna get like a fucking townhouse in Valletta, like Sam Fisher.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna ask you like Walter White when he asks Jesse when he wants his $5 million. Then I'm going to say, To do what, Jesse? To do what?
To enjoy life, to socialize, to play.
What
to
you
play
got
chess.
in your life. Video games and,
Yeah.
and masturbation. And when you
Yeah.
get tired of that, what then?
Yeah, like socializing, playing tennis, working out,
You make it sound like it's so easy. And
traveling, whatever. Or wait, like who is it? Is it Vincent or is it the other guy in Pulp Fiction that says like I'm gonna just walk the earth?
yeah, but I'm like I'm really, really honestly saying right now, you make it sound like it's so easy. Think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Because I don't think it's gonna be easy to actually just and like you say, just socialize and walk the earth. That's gonna take a lot of planning.
Yeah, like it's gonna like require, like what did I say, like a tennis coach to like keep me in shape. It's gonna require like regular massage visits to get both massages and certain type of massages.
But
catch that?
But yeah.
Did you catch that?
But no.
Well, I said like in regular massage visits and also regular massage visits.
Yeah, okay.
Massage parlors.
Now I get it.
And then I don't know, like if I am fortunate to have as enough as I think I will, I'll just hire some fucking specialist, maybe you, to like help me help me socialize.
Yeah,
It's
not
like hilarious.
It's not the. I think the act of socializing and the act of once you finally have found out what to do, then doing that will keep you young. Like my grandfather and like Warren Buffett. Like Warren Buffett is also probably gonna just do his tomatoes from now on because he's grown tired of sitting there calculating on the New York Stock Exchange. But my point is that the hard part is to figure out what it is you need to do. It's not actually doing the part because that'll keep you fit. The hard part is actually figuring out what it is you need to do when that life clock strikes 70. So because right now you still haven't given me one concrete answer. You're like, I just want to walk the earth like Jews at the end of Pulp Fiction. I just want to have some massage parlors. Yes, but do you have a concrete massage parlor in mind?
And hey man, like I'm not saying 70, I'm saying like 50. And no, I don't have.
But that's even worse because that's even sooner. But then, I'm still not hearing any concrete plans.
And no, I don't have any. I don't have any like concrete massage parlors in mind.
That's why I'm gonna look at a midlife crisis. When you're 50, you have like 5 million in your bank account. I'm gonna look at some suicidal Patrick that's just fucking slamming Swedish whiskey because I opened Macmurra 2.0 and now but I don't know what to do with it because it still doesn't fulfill me. So I'm just gonna fucking slam this bottle and then get it over with, and then you're dead by 52.
I want to get back to like what you said about massage parlors. Like, no, I don't have a concrete massage parlor in mind, but that's the thing, man. There is many massage parlors to try out.
Yes, but before you've gotten to number, I feel you. But by the time you've gotten to massage parlor number 17, and that's also boring because that's not really fulfilling the needs or whatever the fuck. Then I'm looking at a midlife crisis, a depression, and then a gentle torso hanging at age 57.
Yeah, well, perhaps it happened for Hemingway. It happened for Hemingway, and it happened for Thompson.
unless you start thinking seriously about like what it is. I mean, fuck, man, it doesn't even matter what the fuck the concrete picture looks like, but unless it is some concrete thing like fuck, man, what could that be? I like making burgers. I would respect a statement like that from you, and or more better, Troy. I figured out this Kobe beef, and now I want to make it my life mission to make a Kobe burger beef. And now I've spoken to vendors who sell that meat and like all that.
That could 100% be one of the things that they do. That they open up like a burger.
But, yeah, I am being a little bit arrogant and nosy tonight because you did have the hobby of how's the beer brewing business going on?
It's like a couple of months since I made like the last one, which was like a Weiss beer.
Because that's the kind of concrete hobby.
Months ago.
What's gonna happen with beer brewing when you turn 50?
I'll probably like expand it and like buy and like see it and like call you up on Discord and say like, hey man, I'm like brewing this 700-liter batch in Malta.
Yeah, see that I respect. That I would respect.
And then when that's done, I'm just gonna ride out like on a scooter, in my car or whatever it is in Valletta and like hand out free IPAs to everybody I pass.
See, that I would respect, but you lying on some beach in fucking Thailand with masseuse number 5. That's nothing but a midlife crisis, if you ask me.
Like yeah, fucking masseuse number 57.
Fuck, man. Oh man, this podcast took a turn, and fuck, man. Do you want to guess how many minutes we're at right now?
Probably like 3 hours or something.
Nah, 2 hours.
But
this is by now the long, except for the on location podcasts. This is already by now the longest. The longest remote podcast that we've done.
But the whole point of it, right, is that if you are fortunate enough to retire, whenever it is, right, and you don't have to work yourself into the grave,
yeah,
it comes with freedom, right?
Yeah,
and I do agree with you. I want you to like know that I agree with you that like the freedom that comes. Can both destroy you and it can build you depending on what you choose to do with it.
Yeah.
Like if you choose, so like sure, like if you choose to, if the choice would be like to go through 500 masseuses in Thailand, or just sit at home and drink beer and scotch, watching the news, like my dad's doing. He's like spending his retirement age of like watching fucking Hitler documentaries on
what the fuck?
Yeah, watching World War II documentaries about Adolf Hitler, and what the fuck is the other thing that he's watching? Then he's watching the plane crash commission, right?
What the fuck?
And then it's the news, the fucking news, and then the last thing is real estate in Bahamas. That's the 4 things that you watch on TV every day, while smoking like 2 packs of Lucky Strikes and drinking scotch.
But how old is he?
73?
That's still
73.
quite an age. That's only 6 years younger than my grandfather was when he died of corona technically, but that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. He also had diabetes, arthritis, smoker's lung because he had been smoking. Yeah, guess when my grandfather started smoking cigarettes?
15?
Younger.
Ah, okay. Well, it's the same as my dad. He
No,
has all
no,
that
no, no. Guess,
Yeah.
guess.
like 14, 13.
11.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you start smoking? And so he started smoking at 11 in his teenage years, and started smoking pipe probably when he was like 30 or something, and then all the way, fuck man, he was buried when he was 79 with the pipe in the grave.
Lol.
Yeah, fuck
That's
man.
class. But yeah, man, like this is like a classic example of like how you do squander the freedom. Right. That
Well,
you,
I mean, like 79 is still a pretty good age to reach.
no, I'm talking about like my dad who is
Ah,
sitting and watching these 4 TV shows on the
yeah.
on the TV and smoking and drinking, right?
Yeah.
That's how you fucking squander retirement.
But fuck man, I don't know. I mean, it all depends. Like, I don't know your dad.
Yeah, but still, does that sound like a happy retirement life to you? Watching fucking Hitler documentaries and drinking whiskey, and then the news is saying, "Huh, world's still going to shit."
Well, he sounds very bitter if you describe him that way. But I still have to think about that. He does have a family, and he probably gets over. Like, I don't know how often, but he still has that resonance fear. It's not like he's like, but there's a lot of old people who are lonely, who don't have anyone, who are like sitting in a home, month after month, and just fucking wasting away, or like people who are like in a vegetable state that because of some disease. They're like just withering away day after day.
And these people that are like still semi still standing and withering away at retirement homes. The government should pay for sex workers to regularly visit them, both male and female, right? To keep spirits up, right?
Fuck, man. Yeah. So we can get more wealth to these people.
There's like probably someone that is going to disagree with me on that, but
well, there's already kind of a person here who disagrees with that and who can see the social implications on said sex workers that would have in their future. But I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to have a lively conversation.
Well, these people are still, like you said, they're still lonely. They still need some loving and some gentle hands, and they still have money to like contribute to society. So I don't see any moral implications of that. It should have been like permitted by law. It should have been required by law.
Required by law, sounding like the Chinese government forcing. I suppose the sex workers do get a financial benefit out of it at the end of the day, but the social implications, the PTSD that they will have later in life, is probably going to drag that down.
PTSD, they're professionals.
Yeah, so you say, have you ever been a sex worker, worked in the sex?
No, they do that for a living, and in Germany, in Germany, it's even legal, and they pay taxes.
I thought you were just going to say, in Germany, it seems to work.
Yeah, in Germany, it seems to work. They're probably doing it there. because like they're more like free spirited, I suppose.
Well,
So
I mean,
we're getting somewhere here. So yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do when I take over the world. Uh,
create a world government that forces that forces sex workers to have sex with oldies.
yeah, yeah. That seems like
You should get elected. You don't know, you should create your own party and then have that as your valluft, as your electoral promise.
I do feel like I could argue anyone who comes to me with like moral objections against that,
Fuck,
and
man.
turn that around to anybody who
Uh,
would make the argument and say like, what if it was you who was like 85 years old and your dick still works and you're lonely in the retirement home? You should be denied that.
yeah. I can't argue with that right now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh yeah, this has gotten very, very off on some track. I don't know how the fuck we
But
ended here.
but anyways, like back to like the retirement thing.
Yeah.
The people that don't control their fate and do this mindset and whatever, like you said yourself, was one of them, right?
I'm gonna take another Swedish oak here because this has turned into an exciting, like Joe Rogan like long length podcast,
Yeah.
and we're already on 2 hours and 10 minutes. So
But,
I'm gonna take a page out of Joe Rogan's book here and say,
no,
what was it you said?
so I was saying that. So if you are one of these people that don't have like the check, don't have the mindset or the control over your retirement and a clear plan for what you want, not necessarily a clear plan, but at least like a clear goal as to what and where it needs to be, right? Then
Yeah.
I would hate to be in the position where I have fucking nothing,
Yeah.
like a
Well,
bunch of American people who are going in retirement,
yeah.
and then going on and then going
Oh yeah.
on.
Now we're talking about Americans, so.
Yeah, but this also like extends to Western Europe.
Nah, not to
Uh,
Denmark. Nah, there's nobody in Denmark that's gonna end up with nothing.
no, not nothing. Not, I'm not saying nothing because you
Because
still get.
all people who are born in Denmark get
Yeah,
folkepension. Unless you're talking about immigrants.
yeah, you still get some kind of social security. That's true, and that's the
Yeah.
same goes for retired people in America. You still get something, um, but
Unless we're
I'm
talking
just
about immigrants, of course.
nah,
They don't necessarily. I mean, my
uh,
dad before, like, if he hadn't gotten the Danish citizenship, which was a hard fucking test to take, he would not have gotten pension, the folkepension, the government pension in Denmark, if he hadn't gotten the Danish citizenship. Then he would just have gotten pension from his German employer when he worked down there.
yeah. Uh,
So yeah,
Yeah, but this is I'm just saying like okay, I'm just saying like minimum pension is nothing because it allows you to like barely survive. Okay, that's what I mean by nothing, and I would hate for that to be me, uh, because I wouldn't want to wake up when I am 70 and then getting whatever the fuck it is in Denmark, like 5,000-6,000 kroners a month, and then have the thought come to my head, I worked 20, 30, 40 years for this. You get it?
yeah, like
Like the level of satisfaction is not
okay,
where it should be or where it needs to be at that time. And I would fucking hate to be in the position where I would need to like turn every fucking kroner and then think, can I afford a rundstykke today at the baker?
yeah, that's
13 kroners.
yeah. But
And
I just pulled it up here. The Sats, no, the what do you call it?
yeah, the level.
Yeah,
of
the level of pension in Denmark in 2025 is 7,198 per month.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you.
Yeah, and I'm saying if
Of
you have been
so.
working for, and I'm saying if you have been working for decades, full time, and then
Yeah,
that's what you end up with.
it's less, but
Uh,
it's certainly. I mean,
and
it's more than ESU. So I've been living on
yeah,
ESU.
that's a fucking blow to the balls, blow to the balls or pussy if you're a girl.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it makes
and
sense.
then
It makes sense if you've lived. It's like I don't know if this is Schopenhauer philosophy or where no, it's somewhere else where I've heard it. Probably Richard Precht, who it's some philosopher who usually says, obviously people always get it. It's always more unhappy to go from more to less than the other way around, and it's really simple. Of course, you're gonna.
this is like bottle of whiskey, gun to the head level depression waiting to happen. Uh, because
Yeah,
it
maybe.
seems because I like take it deeper, man. Like how much have you paid in taxes for those decades that you have been working at that time? 10 million? 20?
Yeah, but those
And
taxes,
then you get
but think about it. Those taxes is also what finances this 7,000 a month that you get in pension without
yeah,
working.
but still, if you weren't paying any taxes and you were saving that fucking money cash under the mattress, you would have 20 million.
No, you wouldn't.
Uh,
Yeah, but that assumes that everything goes great in your life, and that you and that you don't lose it, and that you can control it. But most people are not that sharp.
my point is that it is fucking gun to the head, bottle of whiskey level shit that you're being handed with that kind of pension after decades of working. So at the
I
very
disagree.
least,
I
so at the
disagree.
very least,
To me, but of course I might look at this differently once I've been employed in the job market for a few years, and once I've got. But you're only arguing this because you've already been employed for more than 5 years.
full-time employment since 2017.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all already getting closer to 10 years. So you're
Yeah.
only arguing this way because you're already accustomed to a
So
certain standard, and of course, when that standard, if that standard would drop significantly to this level, of course you would. Of course, it makes total
like,
sense that you would take a shotgun to the brain.
and you're like
But
paying so much taxes for all of it.
but for a
So
guy
no,
like
uh,
me who comes from having been on getting 5 grand, no wait 6 grand before taxes, because the 7,000 in pension is also before
yeah,
taxes. So
yeah.
if a guy like me who's been on 6 grand a month from the government while he's been studying for 7 years, now 7 grand feels like a bit more. But so why would I put a gun to my brain? And
So I'm
furthermore,
saying,
and furthermore, now that I'm on a 23,000, so 23K salary a month, that's even sweeter. So for
yeah, but
me,
now you're getting accustomed to it, and
seven
then
grand sounds like that
I'm
doesn't
sure,
sound at all like a shotgun to the brain.
I'm sure that
It's only a shotgun to the brain because you're used to 30 or something.
you're gonna like change your mind in like 20 years.
Yeah,
But
and I agree. I agree. I
but
agree. I
I'm
definitely
also
agree.
saying that if you're like this is the payment that you're like getting after decades of hard work, and you get fucking nothing except for these 7 grand before tax,
Yeah.
then at the very least you should have that sex worker paid by the government to come and visit you once a week, every Saturday after church service at the old folks' home. Right.
Oh, I'm looking forward to you trying to persuade a bunch of idealistic young people who are still in the mindset that 7,000 is a good pension. And a lot of hardworking middle-aged businessmen who have not grown tired of their jobs. I'm looking forward to you convincing all those people about that.
Of course, you could like make the argument that it's their own fault for not managing their own pension and staying on top of things too. But I would then say that if that is,
I will say though, if we're talking about you using your hard-earned money and your hard-earned profits from that pension fund or from that fund stocks to buy a sex worker, then I see no problem with that. But I have a problem with government-funded sex workers being used for retired oldies.
I'll lose when I run for election here in Europe in like 20 years' time. I'll make the government, I'll make everybody lose that fucking Bible belt you're wearing and bend the fuck over.
Bible, it has nothing to do with a Bible belt. It's like simple practicality, budgetary issues within the government. There's no fucking government official that is going to logically authorize money for sex workers that makes any financial sense.
We just create like one.
It has nothing to do with the Bible.
Look, man, just like the oil fund, who is the Norwegian oil fund that's investing in a bunch of stocks to fund the country, we'll just create like one fucking giant sex worker fund in Denmark, also investing in stocks in the same shit, but with this specific purpose. So there, like,
man, you're like trying. You're like trying to organize an international global company, a global brothel, a global network of a brothel.
It's no problem, and like if I'm the one to be chosen at this time to like run this sex worker fund for a fee, of course. Well, then yeah, I wouldn't object.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
Like we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere at 2 hours and 22 minutes and almost 22 seconds.
Everybody just needs to like lose that fucking Bible belt of theirs and get off that fucking high horse.
Bible belt. That is actually fucking funny that they have that delusion in one of the most secularized countries on earth. And yes, I mean Denmark. Like, there's nowhere in the world where people take the Bible and Christianity less seriously anymore than in Denmark.
No. That's not what I mean by that's not what I mean by the Bible Belt. The Bible Belt in this context is what I mean, that like you lose the belt and you drop down your pants.
But why is that called the Bible Belt?
Well, it's like a Norwegian saying, I guess, that we call it, like løsne litt på bibelbeltet og være litt løs på snippen så man kan ha det hyggelig og finne på noe.
Fuck, man. But why the fuck is it called the Bible Belt? I have to Google that
Just
now.
because like that it goes like from old it goes like back to like old times where like where people didn't have sex before they were married, right? You get it?
Yeah. That reminds me of an extremely interesting and a text passage from the Bible, which one of my friends, Rasmus, sent to me. Don't worry, it's nothing. Well, it is a little bit below the belt, but it's basically porn in the Bible. I just have to see where he sent it to me, because I'm not sure. Yeah, there. Ezekiel's book, chapter 23, verse start from verse 11. And I'm gonna. It's in Danish. But you could have it in English, right? So if I just write Ezekiel's book, chapter 23, Ezekiel's book. I have to write chapter, book, chapter 23, verse 11. And then I'm gonna read that passage here on 2 hours and a half, because nobody's going to listen to this anyway. There. Okay, are you ready for Bible porn?
Yeah.
Okay. Her sister Oholibah saw this, yet in her lust and prostitution she was more depraved than her sister. She too lusted after the Assyrians, governors and commanders, warriors in full dress, mounted horsemen, all handsome young men. I saw that she too defiled herself. Both of them went the same way. But she carried her prostitution still further. She saw men portrayed on a wall, figures of Chaldeans portrayed in red, with belts around their waists and flowing turbans on their heads. All of them looked like Babylonian chariot officers, natives of Chaldea. As soon as she saw them, she lusted after them and sent messengers to them in Chaldea. Then the Babylonians came to her, to the bed of love, and in their lust they defiled her. After she had been defiled by them, she turned away from them in disgust. When she carried on her prostitution openly and exposed her naked body, I turned away from her in disgust, just as I turned away from her sister. Yet she became more and more promiscuous as she recalled the days of her youth, when she was a prostitute in Egypt. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses.
Is that from the Bible?
Yeah. So you longed for the lewdness of your youth, when in Egypt your bosom was caressed and your young breasts fondled.
Yeah.
That's
Seems like she was living quite a life, and yeah, man, like everybody should like take a lesson from this wise woman.
Is he actually called Oholibah?
Yeah,
she's a hoe.
Everybody should like take lessons from like Liba. But yeah, man, like I guess like that's what I'm gonna like do with my wealth when I'm a millionaire in Valletta.
And now you have the Bible's permission.
Like Bible's permission, and then go around and like run for election in Denmark and say that I'm a
Bible certified sex
Bible certified,
sex organizer.
Yeah.
brotherlist.
I have the Bible on my side with this. And you disagree that like the country that has like the most churches per capita in Europe?
The most interesting thing you could do is actually to just make not just make a party, but like underneath or like as a front. No, wait. The party is a front, and then the thing that is funding that party is a bigger cult, and that cult is all about going out telling people you need to be promiscuous, otherwise you're disrespecting the Bible. It says here in this verse.
Yeah.
And then use the Bible to give people bad conscience.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
People should learn.
Yeah, and then just walk around like those fucking, like that fucking dude in Red Dead with the priest robe and the Bible under your arm, and we're like, learn from Ezekiel's book. have sex like a button.
Have sex like a whole life.
Oh. Fuck. Oh man. Oh fuck, man. That sounds like that's a plan I can get behind, though.
Yep.
And now fuck, man, why is it storming so much outside? My coverage from my balcony is blowing off.
But yeah, I feel like that was an interesting podcast. We got somewhere.
Yeah, should we just end it here? It's 2.5 hours long. It's a Joe Rogan length podcast.
If somebody has been listening, then please get in the mindset, manage your own pension fund.
And brother,
I would like heavily advise people that want to like get ahead now to invest in particular tech funds. Because with the AI revolution coming and more fucking massive unemployment coming the next couple of decades, then that's the surest bet you can make. Because if you can't stop it, then profit it. Nothing immoral about that.
No.
Same thing about like weapon stocks. If you can't stop the wars, then at least you can profit on it. So that was like the wise words that I had to you today, my young children.
Well, like, and I'm glad that that's your final words, because now I also need to speak my final words, which are going to kind of be a comment on that. I agree that there's nothing immoral about stockpiling your resources and protecting yourself. That's just human nature. We could discuss whether there's an objective moral reality out there, or whether all morals are subjective. But I will say that in terms of using weapons and war to profit from that, in most even subjective or contextual circumstances, that does have negative moral connotations to it. So I would say I would advise to be careful about that, not only because it might have immoral implications, but also because it could end up stabbing you in the back afterward in terms of image. Even though image might not be what you are concerned with in terms of moral, especially now if there's a higher morality, and who knows what God's morality is. That's much different than our sense of morality anyway. But I'm just gonna leave you with the quote of Friedrich Nietzsche here for some reason, because I just I've been talking about morality so much that the quote of Nietzsche is very fitting here, which is that morality is a frivolous fiction used by the herd of inferior men to hold back the few superior men. And with those words by Friedrich Nietzsche, who also died of syphilis and is considered to have been a bit of a lunatic, I'm going to end this podcast right here. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, likewise.